So I knew that I had leftovers to use up, and I thought, what would be good? And in my last video, which if you haven't already watched it, I'll have it linked up here, I mentioned a few different things that you can do with chili leftovers. So aside from chili dogs or just eating more chili, another thing that I mentioned is that you could pour it over some mac and cheese. And what is that? That's chili mac. Or so I thought. I went online, as everybody does, right? When you're looking to make something specific. And I wanted to see what other people were doing. And I'm Googling chili mac. And I see a whole bunch of basic, boring bullshit. Honestly. It was, hey, I've got some chili. I'm gonna put in some elbow macaroni and then some cheese and stir it up. Well, that's just chili with pasta and a little cheese in it. That's not chili mac. At least I didn't think so. I think that chili mac is creamy, delicious, cheesy mac and cheese. And then to make it even better, you stir in some delicious chili. That's chili mac. And that's what I'm gonna show you how to make today. Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. And I'm gonna show you how to turn your chili leftovers into chili mac. Now let's get cooking. So to make mac and cheese, it's actually quite simple, and most of the recipe is making your cheese sauce. So before this, I went ahead and boiled 1 pound of elbow macaroni pasta. Just go ahead and follow the box instructions. I drained it and then hit it with a little oil after the fact, just so it doesn't stick together. So now I'm gonna show you how to make the cheese sauce. In front of me, you will see the cheeses that I'm going to use in today's recipe. For this recipe, it calls for cheddar cheese. This is a quiz. Do you think that you should buy cheddar cheese, or should you buy champagne cheddar cheese? The answer, B. Champagne cheddar cheese. Should you buy regular Gruyere cheese? Or should you buy Applewood smoked Gruyere cheese? The secondary culinary question of the day is, how do you pronounce Gruyere? Am I pronouncing it right? Probably not. But if you're gonna buy Gruyere, buy smoked Gruyere. I also grabbed some New York white cheddar cheese. And then, Parmesan cheese, because one of our cheeses is Parmesan. And I did purposefully grab this very finely grated Parmesan. That is nice when you're trying to melt cheese into a sauce. I mean, it's just like, And now, back to the recipe. And to make a cheese sauce, the first step is always to make a roux. And what a roux is a fat and some kind of starch in equal proportions put together over heat. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of both butter and flour. So to minimize your dishes, because we all want to do that, use the same pot that you boiled your pasta in. Once you get the pasta out of it, you drain it and all that, you've got a nice empty pot here waiting for you. So why not go ahead and use that to make your cheese sauce? So that's what I'm doing here. So I've got it over medium heat. So I'm going to go ahead and add a 1/4 cup of butter to the pot. So once the butter melts, then go ahead and add an equal portion of flour. So it was a 1/4 cup of butter, so I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. And I take a whisk because now you want to start to stir that flour into all of that melted butter. The idea here is for that flour to soak in all of that butter, and it's gonna make like a paste, which is your roux. Once you have your roux, now we're gonna go ahead and add our liquids. First, I'm gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. So add it slowly and whisk, whisk, whisk. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. And again, pour slowly and whisk, whisk, whisk. You don't want to pour all of your liquid in there right away. You want to kind of pour it in, whisk it around, and you'll see it thicken. So as it's thickening, then you pour in more, just so it's smooth and it's like a gravy kind of. This is the base of our sauce, which is called a bechamel. Getting all fancy up in here for you guys. Now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat up again to medium. And it is going to eventually heat this liquid and help thicken it even further. So now that there's no lumps in this mixture, we can go ahead and let this come up to a bubble, and then I'll add the spices and the cheese. Okay, so this cheese sauce came to a bubble, and I went ahead and started stirring it pretty quickly and turned the heat back down to low. This is the time to add your spices and your cheese. And basically, you're just gonna be melting the cheese into this already hot and slightly thickened sauce. And that's gonna be your cheese sauce. It's really that simple. It moves fast, but it is simple.
I like our dinner guests. Our dinner
guests. Yeah. Yeah, they're you know, having shots right now, and they're waiting for their chili mac. I have an assistant here wearing one of my amazing aprons from UpNStitches, and I have the link down below if you want to get yourself a custom-made apron, such as this one. All right, let's add our spices. So I have here a teaspoon of ground mustard, a half a teaspoon of thyme, a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder, and a quarter teaspoon of sea salt. Then go ahead and whisk these spices into your bechamel sauce. And pretty much instantly you start to smell the thyme, the ground mustard, the garlic powder. So now that I have stirred in the spices into the bechamel sauce, now we're going to turn it into cheese sauce by adding the cheese. First, I'm going to add 2 cups of cheddar cheese. And as you know, I bought a couple different kinds of cheddar. So this is a champagne cheddar as well as a white New York cheddar cheese. So 2 cups worth into the sauce. And go ahead and stir that in until the cheese melts. Next, you want to add 1 cup of Gruyere cheese. Again, if you can say it, that's fine. You don't have to be able to pronounce it. But in this Gruyere cheese is an applewood smoked Gruyere. A cup's worth goes into the sauce. And again, you want to stir this in until it melts. Oh my God. Oh my God. You might get turned on by this cheese sauce. I'm just saying. I mean, look at this. As you're stirring this, it's just velvety and glorious, and oh my God. And now you want to add a quarter cup of finely grated Parmesan cheese. The final ingredient is a few dashes of hot sauce. This is just going to wake it up a little bit and just give it that something that you probably won't even be able to place.
This is definitely not bland.
No.
Boring. Bullshit.
I got it on me. Of course I did. And then stir it up. Oh, it's so pretty now. It's like tie-dye. Ooh. The last thing to do to make this mac and cheese is add the macaroni. So we're going to go ahead and put all of this macaroni into the pot and stir it up. This is the fun part because now you can see how creamy and cheesy this mac and cheese is going to be. Oh my lordy, the cheesiness. This is what I was looking for.
For you people out there that like the ASMR. I know what else you're thinking.
There's only one thing left to do, and that's to stir in the chili. But before you do that, you have to know what this tastes like, right? Yeah. Let's get a little on your spoon and make sure. You gotta make sure. Yeah. And here, you might recognize this. is my Southwestern beef and bean chili leftovers. Whatever amount of chili you have left that you're comfortable stirring into your mac and cheese, that's what you should stir into your mac and cheese. This is not a strict recipe by any means. We are just making chili mac. Ooh. I think I'm just gonna do it all. Boop, boop, boop. Oh my goodness, do you see this? Oh my goodness, babe. Look, this, I can't even, you guys, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Oh my God. I think we're all having a moment together right now. Look what we just did. We took leftovers, which some people just see those in the refrigerator and just skip over them. But, you know, if they're leftovers that you made, that you know are so good, but you're just sick of eating them, turn them into something like this. This is gloriousness. This is lusciousness. This is a thing of beauty, like me. So now, all that's left to do is plate this delicious chili mac up and take a taste. Well, it is my favorite time of every episode, time to taste. I have to say, I have woken these leftovers up from the dead. They are so ready to try this. And this is my delicious chili mac. It's gotta be good, right? It's got to be good. Oh my gosh. I went ahead and took leftover chopped green onions from the Southwest beef and bean chili and put it on top of this, so it's still using leftovers. It's like you guys with your things that you like save in the garage, like tools or like random
Pieces of
wood or like, you know, shelving or whatever. And then that one day comes and you get to use it. That's what these green onions are. This is what I wanted my chili mac to be. Creamy and cheesy with chili in it. But, oh, it's gonna be good. It's got the heat. If you remember, that chili had some decent heat to it. The heat is coming through the chili, or the chili mac, but the cheese is keeping it just to the right level. It's so creamy and cheesy, but you have that tingle from the heat of the chili, the meatiness, all the different flavors that you have from the chili, and then that cheese sauce that had the 3 different types of cheese in it, including a smoked cheese. So many good flavors going on, and the texture is perfect.
The mac and cheese dance. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, if you please. I just want your mac and cheese. With a little bit of chili mixed into it. With a little bit of chili mixed in with it. Yeah. There's black beans in there from that chili.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was talking to me. Yeah, those flavors hit you right away.
Yeah.
Like you know it's all in there.
I know. I forgot that the chili was so spicy.
The chili itself is.
So like it's working really well in that chili mac. This is like punched up chili mac.
See, unlike Tara the Foodie, I need to eat a whole bowl to give you a complete diagnosis of the recipe.
Oh, you know what we forgot to ask them, well, or to remind them, is if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click the subscription button down below and click the notification bell so that you never miss one of our videos. We want to pump these out as often as possible for you, and your subscription helps us to do that.
Plus, we love doing this. I think the most important thing is we just love being together in this kitchen and putting all these recipes together. Once everything's done and said, this is what you see.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So show us that you love us, show us your support, and subscribe today, and share this with your friends and family.
Now it's time for me to shut her up.
Wash it down with my mug of beer.